This Shabbat is Rosh Chodesh Adar, the most joyful month in the Jewish calendar, which contains the holiday of Purim. So first I will say Chodesh Tov to everybody. We will be reading Parshat Terumah, which contains details about the different vessels in the Mishkan, the tabernacle, which is the precursor to the Batei Mikdash, to the vessels that will be in the temple as well. Chagai Misgav, who is a professor in Israel, asks this question. He said, instead of the narrative that we've been hearing about the families that became our forefathers, about how the Jewish nation came about the exodus from Egypt and all the different personalities, we stop right in the middle and give what seems to be an instruction manual from IKEA. Why is that so important? In fact, when discussing this with a group of people on a class, one person said, I understand Parashat Mishpatim, which we read last week, because that contains instructions and mitzvot about how people should behave with each other. But why do I need all of this information about how to build the vessels and the Mishkan itself? It's boring. It doesn't really connect for me. Chagai gives this response. He says, when you look at the other history books, the other lists and table of contents for different kings and rulers in Mesopotamia, at that same time, when the children of Israel were traversing the desert, they also would give lists of what they did and what they used to build their palaces. But their lists were for this reason. We use so many servants, we use this amount of gold and silver and precious jewels. What they were trying to show there was how amazing they were. They were trying to glorify themselves. What God is saying here is, I don't need you to glorify yourself. I'm going to give you instructions. This is not about that. This is about everybody getting together around a central part of how you connect with God. This is about the children of Israel as a collective giving terumot, giving donations. I'm going to tell you all the details. I'm taking that off of your shoulders so that it's not about that. You will fulfill the instructions that I give you. And in fact, what it really does is it shifts the focus to the terumot, like the name of the parasha, to the donations, the terumah that Bnei Yisrael gave. That was more important. How did the community react? How much did they give? Were they willing to give? Did they give with an open heart? And in addition to that, we will be reading Parashat Shekalim, which is the parasha about the machatzit hashekel, which is a half a shekel, the coin, the gold coin that every male between the ages of 20 and 60 gave every single year towards the Mishkan or towards the Beit HaMikdash. So yes, on one hand, it was used to count them, but really it was an equalizing factor. Everybody gave so that would pay for the upkeep of the Mishkan. And that was the important part. Wishing everybody a Shabbat and a Chodesh, when we come together as community, when we see each other as equals, where nobody tries to lift themselves over the other and glorify themselves over the other. Let us take this lesson that we can learn from Parashat Terumah and the other parashiot that describe the Mishkan. Let's take it to a place where we support each other, especially at this challenging time for Am Yisrael. So wishing everybody a Shabbat Shalom and a Chodesh Tov with love.